My name is Taylor Whitehead, and I'm the founder and director of strategy at Peak Marketing. I wanted to make a quick video just to walk you through our story and how Peak came to be and why we're where we're at today. So a couple of things that I want to go over as I dive into this. First of all, let me talk about my family just a little bit. So I've been married for 13 years now, and I've got 3 awesome kids. I've got a 10-year-old boy, 7-year-old daughter, and a 4-year-old boy, and obviously my wife that we've been married. So we've got a family of 5, and it's been a lot of fun over the past several years. My hobbies, I love to run. So I run several marathons a year, and I run way too much as far as weekly mileage and things of that nature. Currently dealing with a stress fracture, but hey, I'm going to get back out there as soon as I can. As far as my education, I did my undergraduate at Utah State University in business administration and entrepreneurship. And then I went and did my graduate degree for my MBA over at Idaho State University. And when I specialized in marketing, obviously, hence where we are in a marketing agency today. As far as my professional career, and again, kind of how we ended up here, I started out with an agency my last semester of college called I worked there for a grand total of 9 years, almost to the day. It was 9 years as the amount of time that I had worked with them. And I really started from the ground level with this organization, came on as a marketing associate, just doing some very simple tasks to fulfill different projects. And then I moved into a project manager role, which is just managing client relationships and making sure the work is done properly and all those kinds of things. Then after a couple of years of doing that, I moved into what they call the senior marketing role, just where you would help create certain strategies for clients rather than just fulfill work and talk with clients. Then eventually I got a little bit bored of that and moved into more of a business development role, where I was actively trying to help secure different opportunities for the sales team and really help grow the business more than anything else. When I moved into the business development role, the company was actually acquired by a private equity firm, and a lot of things started to change. So at that point, what this private equity firm did, they decided to put me in a sales management role, which I found hilarious because I had never done sales before in my entire life. This was my first time, and I was going to be managing people who have been doing this as a career. So we did that for about 1.5 to 2 years. And to be frank, it was terrible. Did not end up very well. The team really didn't grow. We didn't have much success. So what they ended up doing is dissolving that team. And then they asked me, hey, do you want to give us a shot at this? Because they haven't been able to find anybody that's been able to do this sales very well in that organization. So I said, what the heck? I'll give it a shot. And it ended up actually being something that I was fairly decent at. So I ended up just being a sales rep for a couple of years. But over those couple of years, the organization changed dramatically. The private equity firm, as most people know, if they've ever dealt with private equity, tend to come in, gut things out. They want to make things fit over to their processes and what they have going on. And slowly it became less and less about our clients and more about money. And just being able to get as much money as they could to be able to show investors that they're growing. And I was not okay with that. I did not like that idea at all. So what I ended up doing was I just told myself, you know what, it's fine. I want to continue to grow with this company. When I first came on, it was a company I really believed in. But the last straw was when we lost a fairly substantial client that I had helped bring into the agency. They were spending $100,000 a month. Yes, you heard that right. $100,000 per month on their marketing. So a little over $1 million a year is what they were spending. And that client decided after just 6 months that it wasn't what they had expected. So rather than fixing the issue with our service and getting better results, the discussion revolved around, well, how do we make our contracts better to lock people in longer? And that was the last straw for me. I decided that it was no longer about the client's best interest and all about a cash grab. So I decided to leave that organization after 9 years. During that time, in those last month or two that I was working over there, I had another agency that had reached out to me, interested in having me come onto the team. And I decided, hey, what the heck, we'll go over and we'll do something like that. So that agency was called and what I learned is the grass isn't always greener on the other side for making that type of a transition. Still had the same type of problems, contracts, money grabbing, things of that nature, where it wasn't about clients and helping them grow and get more leads into their business. The thing that was worse with this particular organization is it felt like it didn't they didn't actually get the results for the clients. When we went through and looked at a lot of data, we just weren't helping as much as I thought. So after about 7 months, I took a look in the mirror and said, what do I really want for my professional career? Do I want to continue just to be really good at sales and bring people into organizations that I don't believe in? Or heck, should I follow the dream I've had for years and try to create an agency of my own? So I finally took the leap in January 1st, 2025 to create what is now Peak Marketing today. When we first got into it, I really didn't know what I wanted it to be, except that I wanted to help clients grow and to expand their businesses. Over the course of the first few months of the business, it's finally landed on being a chiropractic and legal marketing agency. Those are really our two main focuses, the clients that we really love to work with the most and what we're actually really good at as far as driving results for them. We really set out initially to help small clients on small budgets, and that continues to be a big part of our mission today. I would say the only difference from what we initially expected when we first started this was a lot of clients have grown so rapidly that they want to invest more and more into their marketing. So we've had to create more of a custom approach for those particular clients who outgrow the initial strategies that we create for them, which is totally fine. A lot of my background is in highly custom strategies with clients that were spending a little bit more money. But at the end of the day, the main goal and the main reason I started Peak Marketing was to help small businesses on smaller budgets. I enjoy small business. I do not like medium and big business. It's not for me. I don't like private equity. I really just enjoy working with that small local business owner. And again, specifically with that, it's a chiropractor or an attorney. And we do several different types of things within each of those verticals as far as like personal injury, or, we have chiropractors that do acupuncture, some do physical therapy. So within that realm is really what we've found that we're actually really good at getting results for our clients. And then the last big point that I had when I started Peak Marketing was I really wanted to make sure we did not have contracts. So with any discussion, you'll hear me say it 1,000 times, only because I firmly believe that there should be no contracts when it comes to marketing. As long as there's a mutual understanding that marketing generally doesn't take off in the first month or two, it takes a few months before it really starts to drive the ROI that you're expecting, then there's really no reason to have some sort of a contract just to lock somebody in for, a year or two, or sometimes I've heard of even 3-year contracts. Everything that we do is month to month, and I don't foresee that ever changing. I firmly believe that honesty is much easier to come by when you have an agency who is willing to not lock people into the long term. So anyways, that's really the quick story about how Peak Marketing came about. As far as our Peak Marketing team, because that has grown over just the past few months that we've been operating, we've really have come into an area where we can now hire experts that can help even further in driving our client strategies. So we have Eric Hill, who is our director of SEO and really helps drive all of those strategies for our clients. We have Kit Meyer, who's our director of paid media. So he helps with our Google ads, Facebook ads, anything that's ad related. Kit is really, really good at. And then we have Brendan McNulty, who is our director of design and development. So he helps create websites for our clients, and then he helps develop different things into them to, again, help them get better results and have a higher conversion rate. And then last but not least, we have Ella Moberly, who is a marketing associate here at Peak, who helps with a lot of different projects and kind of wears a lot of different hats and does a lot of different things for our business. So anyways, at the end of the day, that's kind of the quick story of Peak Marketing in a nutshell and how this all came to be. But again, I would love to be able to sit down, have a quick discussion with you, and look at what we could potentially do to help you out. I'm not going to lie to you and say, hey, we're a fit for every single person that we talk to. There are certain instances where it just doesn't make sense for us to get involved, where we don't feel like we can drive a result quickly enough based on what expectations there may be. But a lot of times we do find that there is something we can do to be able to help your business grow. Because again, at the end of the day, that's really what we're looking to do: help small businesses on smaller budgets grow their own businesses and get more leads in the door through digital marketing. If this is something that you're looking to do, go ahead and click the link below to be able to get more information on how you can schedule a call with me, and we can be able to chat a little bit more. Thanks.